New Hampshire. A state of beauty, dotted with majestic mountains, stitched with flowing rivers, adorned with serene lakes. The fiercely independent people of the Granite State have a deep connection to their land. There's a commitment to enjoying and preserving New Hampshire's natural beauty. From the ribbon of the seacoast to the peaks of the White Mountains and beyond. Transcending the state's splendor, there's another treasure in New Hampshire that's maybe more hidden, but no less precious.
The system. All right, well, there's definitely the University of New Hampshire.
Plymouth State.
Plymouth State.
One more.
Another one that would be,
Give you a hint, starts with a K.
Keene State.
We're referring to the university system of New Hampshire. It's a resource that's here for all of New Hampshire, but perhaps too often is overlooked and maybe even underappreciated by some of our own. To remedy this reality, we invite you on a tour through New Hampshire for a glimpse of just a few stories that illustrate how the state's university system enriches all of New Hampshire.
When people think of New Hampshire, they don't think of technology. They think of the mountains and, the water and the lakes that we have. But there's a lot of very big opportunities in the technical fields here. I was always taking things apart when I was younger and putting them back together. I wanted to be an engineer. I graduated UNH in 2021. I encourage all students to jump on the opportunities that their universities give them. I did 2 internships. I had one the summer between my sophomore and junior year, and then my junior to senior year. You don't realize how vast the mechanical engineering world is. And so the internships helped me narrow down what kind of direction I wanted to take my career in, and kind of showed me that I did like manufacturing and that it was a viable career path.
As a result of her university system experience, Maria found her way to Green Source, a forward-looking New Hampshire company that's making a difference.
Green Source is a completely green manufacturer, and so that makes our printed circuit boards a little bit different because we try to have the least amount of impact on the earth as possible. It's been a lot of fun and a very cool experience because I have just graduated 2 years ago, and now I have the experience under my belt. I didn't really know about all of the different opportunities that New Hampshire really had to offer, and so it's very fun to see what's kind of flourishing around, universities in New Hampshire and really being a part of that.
Let's travel from Western New Hampshire to Durham. As part of her job, Maria trains and helps manage interns at the John Olson Center for Advanced Manufacturing at the University of New Hampshire. It's a small but important way she's helping the state's young talent.
The mission of the Olson Center is to help industry with any problems they have related to new product development, material selection, and manufacturing process development. So we work with industry to solve whatever technological issues that they have. Part of our ability to help industries, we keep the latest equipment that is available, and we also develop a lot of equipment that isn't out there.
This sprawling facility isn't just a university resource. It's a resource for the entire state.
One of the unique things about the Olson Centers is we are not UNH-centric. And what that means is we have high schoolers that work here, we have community college students that work here, trade school students, and then obviously university students. It's getting them exposure, but it's not exposure in an academic setting. The problems that they're working on are actual problems that industry has. They're solving real things on real-size equipment.
New Hampshire high school students like Gracie are getting hands-on experience and applying it to real companies.
And that's something that you usually don't get in a university environment.
Let's head up to Rochester to Madco 3D, a technology company that's harnessing the power of mega-scale 3D printing. As part of the enduring partnership between the Olson Center and Madco 3D, Gracie will serve as an intern here.
Madco 3D is a tech company that uses 3D printing in some interesting ways. We primarily are 3D printing different types of sustainable concrete for two or three main categories. One is housing, another is the restoration of coral reefs and marine areas like seawalls to protect fragile shorelines. We also have a strong artistic streak, and we create fine art and functional art, and they all kind of fit together. We're working with the city of Rochester and potentially creating a neighborhood about a mile from here of between 20 and 40 3D printed hybrid homes. It incorporates 3D printed extruded concrete using our robots with sustainable modular stick-built housing. So in short order, New Hampshire will be on a par with basically anywhere else in the world for creating neighborhoods of 3D printed houses. The Olson Center is one of the most remarkable places, I think, in the state of New Hampshire. There's all of these groundbreaking, bleeding-edge technologies in action every day. It's a really brilliant hive collaboration with different levels of people working together, from high school students to undergrads to master's students to doctoral students.
Madco 3D and companies like it give interns valuable experience, but also enjoy access to emerging young talent.
I'm in high school, and I am getting to be lead and getting to work on projects that I normally wouldn't get to do until post-grad or once I'm in industry.
The experience that they have give them an insight to industry that industry is looking for. They want students that have practical experience. They're getting offers from 17, 20 different companies that are saying, hey, with the experience you have, we'd love to have you here. And it's getting them jobs that they may not have been at the top of the list as easily won had they just gone through and learned book smart type things.
The Olson Center is just one example of how the university system nurtures our state's talent and opens doors to exciting employment opportunities here in New Hampshire. Many of these companies are striving to make a real difference in the world, and they're better poised to do it with resources like the Olson Center and the talent it proudly cultivates. Let's continue on to Sugar Hill.
So this morning is pretty typical of Polly's. It's not even quite 8 o'clock, and all our tables are just about full. Polly's was started in 1938 by my grandmother and my grandfather. So yes, it's a real honor to be able to have so many people know about Polly's and recognize Polly's throughout the country and even the world. We do make the batters up fresh every day. We have our own recipes that we've had for decades. My mom always used to like to say it was the mountain atmosphere stirred into the pancakes.
So if I had to think statistically, on average, we're talking Ivy League to the community college.
After financial aid, probably 20?
20,000? I have no idea.
I'm gonna say 45,000.
I was gonna say somewhere between like 20 and 30,000 a year.
I'd say 25,000.
I mean, that makes me feel pretty good.
And it's a nice opportunity for students to go to school at a reduced rate. That's very good. That's very good.
So you met your husband at Keene State?
I did. Yeah, we both were music ed majors at Keene State. Met freshman year and been together ever since.
It was a good experience.
It was a great experience for us. I really, really liked being in Keene. It was a great college town. The college was small enough, but not too small. Really was a great experience for us. I think 6 of my former employees have gone back to school through the university system and are now working in some higher level capacity. I think that's pretty cool.
Affordability is an important part of the university system story. Let's continue on to Plymouth, where we'll meet with Donald Burks, the president of Plymouth State University.
A college education is one of the most important factors for success as you move forward. And it's not just that, but it's for generations that come. So a lot of our students are first-generation students. And so this is an opportunity that allows them to succeed, but also to lead and succeed for generations after generations, because lots of students that graduate and actually have a college education encourage their kids to have a college education. It's not for everyone, but I do think it provides the ability to really be able to work and have the skill sets that are needed for the 21st century. They're often students that don't have the socioeconomic strength to go to college, so we do a lot of things like the Granite State Guarantee. Part of that is to be able to give them that opportunity to go forward and participate. And I think with the success of the overall state has had and is growing and developing, and I think what we give them is that opportunity to learn about what they could do and give them that sense of background and education that allows them to be transformational to the regions and economies that they are a part of. We often talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. The equity part we often associate with trying to make everything equal. It's really not that. It's this idea of trying to create opportunities for individuals that might not have had it otherwise and give them the opportunity to take it. For us, diversity really is just part of our core mission that has been in place since I've been here. It really means, how do we incorporate this diversity of thinking, background, culture, all these elements in a positive way that really is transformational? That's how this country was built. It was a melting pot forever. And that's why we are so creative. We truly do believe that coming from different perspectives actually does benefit us as a country and us as a university.
That's definitely more than I would have guessed. Yeah, that's a lot of jobs.
I would have assumed gone up.
I would go with up on that one.
I actually know that it's going down.
I would say true to that one.
Attracting talent, sustaining jobs, and keeping education affordable are just a few more ways the university system enhances the state. Let's go from the White Mountains down to the sea coast and make a social visit in Northampton.
Seeing customers really just delight in what we do and tell me that they love to come here with their families and to relax and to enjoy themselves, and it feels like a safe and comfortable and welcoming space is definitely very rewarding. And we're just about to celebrate our 12th birthday. Yeah, we've had in the past Plymouth, Keene, and UNH students that have worked here and do work here. I've seen some really talented individuals come out of those schools. I think overall we're lucky as a state to be able to have schools that provide the training that they do. Luckily for us, and I know a lot of other small businesses, we've been able to retain those students. So the more that we can do as a state to attract students to those schools and then convince them at the school and through the beauty of New Hampshire, how awesome New Hampshire is, because we really need people to work here. It's sort of fun to have that connection.
$1.5 billion.
I don't have a guess, but I'm sure it's very high.
Oh, I don't know. 1.2 million.
85 million.
It's actually 3.7 billion.
Wow, very surprising.
Wow.
It's a lot of money.
With $3.7 billion in economic impact, it's clear that the university system is an engine that fuels the state's economy. Let's quickly return to Durham to talk about another invaluable part of the university system that has far-reaching benefits for all of New Hampshire.
Extension is, I like to think of it as the outreach arm of the university. So there's tons of great research going on here and at extensions across the country. And we are making sure that research gets out into practical ways into to the community.
Extension works to strengthen people and communities in New Hampshire by providing trusted knowledge, practical education, and cooperative solutions in several key areas.
I work with health and well-being, so we're taking all the great research and things that we're learning about how to stay healthy throughout our lives, and then we are educating the community and helping them be healthy throughout their lives as well.
Maybe in the past it was really about bringing research out, and now it is a lot to do with bringing resources out, and maybe not just educating and teaching, but also facilitating and bringing people together to solve their problems together.
We engage with school-aged youth, so especially with 4-H, we start from 5 years old all the way up through high school. We engage with adults from every age, so could be young adults, could be middle age, and now we're doing more programming with older adults as well. We're working in all of the communities across the state. We're touching people across the entire lifespan here in New Hampshire. We have a program called Mental Health First Aid, which is like CPR, but for mental health. We've had several people who have taken that course to say that they just have better understanding of the challenges people are facing, because we can't see mental health challenges, right? So now that person has the support they need when they are faced with these challenges. And that's huge for that person to now have their larger network all have skills to help her through her journey. We have had people of all sorts of first responders take it. The city of Dover is training all of their staff. We're in the communities, we're embedded there, we're working with our partners to reach people in different ways and in different programs and different initiatives. We have a presence there. We do have our roots in supporting ag and farmers and working in that area. They do face a lot of unique stressors, and they lose a crop that could be completely devastating to not just them, but their family and their livelihood. That's definitely where Extension was born from. We need to worry about our people as well, not just our farmland. We need to be taking care of our residents as well.
Extension and its many services touch the people of New Hampshire across every age and every county of the Granite State.
Mm, 50%?
20%.
90%.
You are correct.
$95.
50.
95.
All right.
Oh,
Good, that's good.
that is good.
I'm gonna go with 20.
Got it right.
Oh, let's go!
My daughter went to UNH. She went there to be a teacher. So she did her 4 years, and she went to graduate school, did the extra year. Now she's teaching first grade.
The University System of New Hampshire also trains many of the state's educators. After graduating, they're both filling an essential need and inspiring New Hampshire students across the state. In fact, Keene State College was recognized as the top undergraduate teaching college in North Region by U.S. News & World Report. So, let's make a final stop in Keene.
I come from the northern part of India. I came here in the United States in 2003. So I, came into contact with wonderful professors from Keene State College, and they were like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I have just finished my master's in science, and I don't know what I'm doing yet because I had not planned it." And they were like, "Hey, we're doing orientation for this program. Are you interested? Why don't you just come by tomorrow?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" When this opportunity came in to be part of the Keene State, the World Educational Links program, I went for orientation and I loved it. It resonated so well that I was like, yeah, I signed up for the program and got into teaching. Keene State College's motto is, enter to learn, go forth and serve. I think I live that motto every day through the work that I do. It's not a job for me. It is a service to humankind. I think it is actually, in fact, the only profession on planet Earth that touches the future. I think university system is a perfect model for us. It is a resource to be utilized. It benefits, everybody in all aspects of our life. But I think we're making this impact in many different ways for a better tomorrow, for a better future. I would love to see my students become scientists, become, authors and readers, and become really successful in whatever path they choose. I'm very excited to see what the future holds for my student, to see what they grow into and become someday.
The University System of New Hampshire enriches the Granite State in so many ways. It attracts and nurtures talent, preparing it to live, work, and contribute to our communities statewide. It also generates revenue that fuels our state, keeping it strong and healthy. But perhaps most importantly, the University System of New Hampshire doesn't do these things solely for its students. It does all of these things for all of New Hampshire. And the Granite State is stronger and better for it.